Afternoon, Kai.
Afternoon.
You committed here as a transfer without taking a visit here prior to your commitment. Why was that, and had you ever been here prior to that?
Yeah, I actually have been to Florida State before. It was when they were doing all the renovations to the stadium. Came was like 8th grade. I came to like a camp. I want to say it was like one of the all-star camps or something like that. But after that, I've never been to Florida State again. But why I committed so early and so soon without taking a visit was because when I got in the portal and the phone calls I received after that, I just trusted the process, talking to my coaches and all that. So it kind of just made sense, felt like home, talking to them, seeing what they could do for me, what I could do for the school. So that's why it was so soon and why it was quick tempo. Gotcha.
What have you learned about Coach White's defense since you've been here? He uses 3 safeties. What safety spot do you think you'll end up at, or what are you learning right now?
It's actually a 3-3-5. That was one of the first questions I had because at my former school we ran a 4-2-5 with 3-3-5 principles. So it made sense in a way. I'm learning all 3 safety spots. That was the job I came to do. Right now I'm currently at the field safety. We call it a nickel now. But this defense allows the DBs to really more so be in the game, allow us to make plays, move around, communicate fast and efficient. So it's going to be a fun defense for sure, definitely for me being a safety where I can just plug in and play all the spots. And that way, instead of me just staying on one side of the field or just having to switch every side of the field, I could just, hey, you go here real quick, I'm going to go here, and we can make plays like that. So whoever's good at each spot will play on the field. So.
Peter?
Is there like you kind of mentioned it a bit, but is there like a specific that you prefer to play, whether it's in the field safety or even the rover's position that was part of Tony White's defense?
I wouldn't say there's a specific spot that I would want to play. The rover, they all have unique jobs individually. The rover is kind of like, you can say, the captain of the defense in a way because he's always in the middle of the field usually. The nickel is more so like that, the slot corner, slot safety. But in the boundary safety is more, really in the boundary, you got the short field. But I wouldn't necessarily say there's one spot that I want to be in. I'll be in all the spots if I could be in all the spots. But right now I'm leaning more towards the rover and the nickel spot. So they're all fun in their own way. They all make plays in their own way. But I want to be around the ball, make the most plays I can make. So whatever spot lets me do that, I'll be there.
Ira, on your right.
I know he's not a coach on the field, but Coach Garrett, having somebody that knows you and has known your journey, is that helpful with him being here?
That was extremely helpful. And that was also part of, if we go back to the first question, that was part also, once I was officially in the portal, that was a unique factor that went into my decision to be able to come here. And you having a familiar face in the building, when I got here, he called me. When I walked in the door, he was the first person I seen. When I was over there at Duke, he recruited me there as well. So having that face and being able to go in his office, talk to him, call him, stuff like that, and then just learn from him because if I'm not mistaken, he been around football for an extremely long time. He was in the NFL. I think he coached in the NFL probably. So he's definitely a helpful face to have in the building and just see around. He's a great guy.
How much do you think it could help a program that struggled like Florida State? Obviously, you won an ACC championship last year. The 2 guys we just talked to have both been in playoff games. Mm-hmm. What do you think bringing those kind of players in can do just to lift up a team with a bunch of guys that are used to winning college football games? I know that's kind of a tough question to answer, but give it a go.
I got you. I got you. It's definitely bringing guys in who are used to winning games can definitely, one, uplift the team. It can push the teammates harder, and you can establish a new culture that Florida State is used to having. Florida State has 16 ACC championships. I have 1. I want to get 4 more, 3 more if I can. And the guys who played in the playoffs, I haven't played in the playoffs, so learning from them how those games went, what they had to do for those games, are definitely things you want to do. And having guys on the team like that can, one, like I said, uplift your teammates. But people want to learn. You can pickpocket certain brains. You can communicate faster, and it's easier to see what they're doing to I'm gonna go model that. And then talking to former guys who've done it before, seeing what they did, how they practice, what was the culture like. And what I would say is like teams that win have a unique culture. Like the guys love playing for the guys, and we're gonna get Florida State back to that. Is what we came to do. So.
Continuing the theme of like learning and from other guys, how valuable a resource have been the DBs that were in the system last year, coming back this year that maybe played in your role or had experience practicing in your role? How valuable have they been for you so far?
Oh, those guys have been extremely valuable. Like, well, some days after workouts, we'll work out on the field together, we'll watch film together, and then if I'm not mistaken, my first week or first training that I did here, we immediately went upstairs, went in the meeting room. I was on the board. They was telling me the calls, learning the calls like that, even before installs were sent out. So those guys are extremely helpful. It hasn't been like I'm going to just retain the information and I'm not going to give it to the new guy coming in. Nah, it's been like I want you to be better because it's going to make me better. And exactly the same way I'll be for my teammates. Like, if you're going to be on the field next to me, I'd rather you know what you got to do than me having to look at you and then worrying about what he got. If I could do that and trust you, I could play faster.
You got to play a lot as a true freshman. It looked like from day one you were able to contribute, but it seems like that role increased more and more as the season went on.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, what was there like a turning point, a moment where things really clicked to where you felt like you belonged and were able to start making a high impact on the game?
I got to my previous school as a mid-year freshman, and going into that situation, I knew what I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to be a starter. I had high goals and aspirations that some may have not came true yet, but going in there spring ball, I had a plan. I went in there and did my job. Talking to my previous safety coach, he believed in me. We established a plan before I got there that I'm gonna not be thrown in there fire too fast, but as the season goes on, I'm gonna keep going up, and which it did. So I feel like my first game I probably played the least amount of snaps, but I was in there for a long time. And then as the season got going, in the AC Championship I played the most snaps, and then Sun Bowl played the most snaps, and then every game I progressively got better and better and better. So the plan was for me just to learn and eventually take over the reins, which if I could do and I will do. So that was really that. It was just go make some plays.
I was reading in your bio that you have some pro athletes in your family as cousins. Did you come from just a competitive, sports-minded family? Like, did you grow up playing sports your whole life? Like, what was your upbringing like?
My upbringing, I'm from Newark, New Jersey originally, so out there it's hard, it's tough. You got two ways of life. You got to go sports, or you're going to have to work somewhere. So I chose sports. It's been me, my mom, my stepdad, my dad, but my cousins Tahir Whitehead and Derek Whitehead, they're from Newark as well. So I've been playing football since I was 4, but I played baseball, basketball, ran a little track when I was younger. So sports I'm always a competitor. Like I took a leadership test one time, and my top quality was competitiveness. So it was kind of like, and my worst quality was like being empathetic or something like that. So it was kind of like, okay, I can see this is definitely a true statement. But going out there, being around the people who I grew up with, all my friends are competitors. In youth football, I won 2 national championships in Pop Warner. High school football, I won 2 state championships. So like I like to be around true competitors and guys who want to work, because that's just going to bring me up and make me better. So I would say that my upbringing was strong, tough, but it made me the person I am today, and it bring that chip on my shoulder each and every day, because I feel like people really won't respect New Jersey football until you get somebody from New Jersey and you don't know they're from New Jersey, and it's like, all right, bet. So things like that, watching the guys in high school who was out there, it just made you want to be better.
I was wondering about the showing up in Georgia, coming from Jersey. Did guys try you? Like, what was that like? How'd you earn respect?
Nah, I wouldn't necessarily say guys try me, because I was in Georgia. I played on C1N, Cam Newton 7-on-17, since I was a freshman, high school. was probably the only time that someone probably tried me. It wasn't even like kids. It would probably be like older people. It would be like, nah, I don't really know who he is. He can't come to this team. But then I went to the best team in Georgia, and I played on the top level. I don't think we lost a tournament that my 15-year. So it was kind of like you go out there and prove that, then they're gonna respect who you are for real. So that's really that. And then people who you play with out there, you're gonna remember those guys too in college. A lot of my teammates are in college now, so it was just fun being around that. Being around Cam, that was fun. You learn a lot being out there. So that's what I would say.
Anything else from Makai? All right, we're all set.
All right, thank you.